Welcome to the BBC.
Bring me your balls.
Welcome, everyone. This is Between Both Cheeks podcast. Yes, those cheeks down below. Welcome, welcome. You can find us on Spotify and iTunes. Today, we are with the lovely Jeannie Stith, your color guru. We are so excited to have you. Today, Becca is sick, so she is not with us, but we do have the lovely Luba, the owner and CEO of Bright, and myself, Katrina. Welcome, welcome, Jeannie. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing awesome, and I'm so glad to be here.
Yay, we're so excited to have you.
Yay. Me too. Thanks so much.
So we actually had someone reach out to us to kind of, do I say the word nominate you to be on the show? Recommend you be on the show? Do you know a little bit about that? Is that someone that you work with, or was it just by chance?
Yeah, that's someone that I work with.
Oh, so cool. Okay, so they obviously did a little research on us and was like, this would be cool.
Yeah, I think that they thought it was a really good fit, and I agreed.
Yay, awesome. Okay, so I want to dive into this because I'm of the Gen X, which we talked about, I think, on our last podcast. And way back in the day when I was a counter girl working at a cosmetics counter, this color palette chart was out there like crazy. Like, this is how you would match someone's lipstick or eyeshadow. Or so I'm super intrigued because I haven't really heard of it since. Like, I feel like it kind of went away. And then when I checked out your website, I was like, all these memories started to flood into my head. And then the secret is out that I'm not a blonde. So that's what cancer does to you. The secret's out. I'm an actual redhead. So my hairdresser was like, oh my God, like now you can start wearing all of those like deep royal blues and purples and stuff like that. And so again, top of mind, it came back to me. So I want to hear all about it, the history of it, why you decided to do it, all of the things.
Okay, well, I decided to do it. Basically, the story starts 15 years ago when my aunt, who's very blunt, told me that I looked bad in my clothes.
Wow. Wow.
And we were shopping together, and she's like, I think you're picking all the wrong colors for yourself. And I was like, what? I didn't even know there were right colors. I'm just picking colors I like, you know? And she's like, no, I'm going to get you a color consultation. It'll change your life. And so it's interesting. I'm in the Philadelphia area, major city, and we couldn't find anybody providing the service because, like you just mentioned, it's sort of fallen out of trend.
Yeah.
Over the last 20 or 30 years, it's not. And so we couldn't find anyone to do it. And then it was like a year later, we found a woman who was retired, still doing it out of her house, but she still had the old palettes from like the early 80s. And when she gave me my color palette, I was like, wow, like a lot of these colors are pretty dated, I couldn't find them easily in stores. Even still, the ones I could find, I started wearing, and it was a game changer. Like even though I felt like the palettes weren't what they could be, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I look so much better in these colors. People were complimenting me. Everything was just easier with my wardrobe. And then over the next few years, I saw how much easier it was to put outfits together because my colors worked together better. I finally had a plan for my closet, and prior to that, I sort of had a closet that was just perpetually packed with stuff. And I wore like the same 10 things over and over again. Right. Mm-hmm. I had like overstuffed drawers, too much stuff. And so I just saw how just knowing my colors was such a game changer for me. And then I thought it was so interesting that I took 7 or 8 friends to this woman who was, doing the colors out of her house because they all wanted it. And I thought, how is no one offering this service? And yet all my friends and myself really wanted it.
Yeah.
So it kind of stuck in the back of my mind for a number of years. Like, man, if I ever started a business, I think I would like recreate this in like a fresh, modern, new way and really bring this idea back. And that's what I ended up doing 7 years ago.
Oh my God.
I love that. And I
Yeah.
love it for businesses as well. Like, I think it creates so much brand awareness, right? Like, I know for myself, I've had probably 3 different names in the past 8 years. And like, I went from like
Mm,
purple to blue. And as you can see, now it's orange. And that just like makes everyone, like, my business name is Tropic Scal. So it just makes everyone feel like they're in the tropical islands and it's just a
yeah.
good vibe. Plus, my wax is orange. So it all matches. But I think it's so important. And like, it goes along with color therapy too, right? Like, when you see certain colors, it really changes your mood, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And you have a big team behind you.
Yeah, we've grown now. We have a team of 8. We actually just have a new team member in the last couple of months. But we have a team of 8, and they're amazing. It's just, it's amazing to start with just one person where you're doing everything
Mhm.
yourself. And then as the business grows, you're able to just add the right people in the right roles.
My
And
God, yes.
it's phenomenal. Like, I don't know what I would do without them. Shout out to my amazing team.
I love that. I love that. We're going through very similar, the same thing with Bright right now. So that really resonates with me very, very much. Yeah. Okay, so colors. I wore my favorite color today specifically for this, but I don't know if this is the right color for me as a redhead now. So what is your personal opinion? So everyone loved me in pink as a blonde.
Yes. So as a blonde, so my guess is from what I'm just seeing on our Zoom chat right now is that as a blonde, you would be more of a summer type. And
Okay.
summers wear pink really, really well. Cool pinks really, really well. Now, as a redhead, you are probably moving more into the warmer category because red, especially your shade of red, very, very warm color. But it's not all about hair color. We
Mm,
take into account skin tone and eyes as well. And so this is me sort of like not doing a deep dive analysis on you. It's
yeah.
just kind of going by what I see. But what I think is, as a blonde, that pink you're wearing right now would be like flawless on you. And then
Mm.
as a redhead, you add like a little bit more peach to that pink, and it's just going to warm it up a little. And that would be even better as a redhead.
Wow.
So
Oh,
like a bright pinky coral is a wonderful color for you. It's
okay.
literally taking that pink and just adding some peach undertones to it to warm it a little.
Yeah.
Oh, phenomenal.
Wow. Okay. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about something like that.
Yeah.
And what about our tropics gal here? What would you recommend for her colors?
Yeah. So I'm thinking you're probably a winter who looks great in black and looks great in jewel tones. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, I feel like I wear a lot of black just because, like, being an esthetician, I wear black constantly because it just goes with everything. But I love to wear bright colors. Like, I'm always wearing, like, especially in the summer, like, I'll wear a lot of oranges, a lot of any color really. And like, my hair is pretty orange. I know you can't really see it, but it is
Yeah, you have
kind of
warmth in
coppery
your
orange
hair.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you have warmth in your hair, and you are kind of I would need to do a deeper analysis on you because what I see in you on the Zoom chat is you're kind of on the borderline between a twilight autumn and a twilight winter. So you have warm uh aspects to your coloring and you also have cool aspects. You have a mix of both. And so
Mhm.
that's when color analysis really gets very detailed because if some people are all cool and some people are all warm, right? But some of us are a mix of warm and cool, and color analysis would be very easy if everybody was on like the far side of the cool spectrum or the far side of the warm spectrum, but you have some of both. But I'm thinking you're probably leaning cool is my guess. And so like the jewel tones like emerald green and ruby red and like
Mm.
sapphire blue, I bet just sort of light you up. And then yes, exactly. Just brighten you, lighten you, like really, you can carry off that sort of strong, bright color. And also you're one of those lucky people who gets black in their palette, which
Mhm.
not everybody does. I'm really kind of
Mm,
against the idea of like everyone needs a little black dress. I do not buy into that at all
wow.
because black has been sort of sold to us as this universal color, but it's like literally like scientifically it is not okay because Black is
Mhm.
a cool color, it's a deep color, and it's a clear color. So really only people who wear cool, deep, and clear look great in black. And those are the three things that we look at, the three qualities that people have. Are you cool or warm? Are you deep or light? Are you muted or clear? And those three things all together, we really take into account to then match you with your ideal color palette. So really black only makes some people look amazing.
It's so interesting that I'm hearing you talk about these like twilight colors or like depending on what level of like warm and cool they are, because again, going back to way back in the day, we did a whole like seminar on this at the company that I worked with. And they were very confused with me with like the old charts, like putting it up to my face, going, well, you're warm and you're cool. You're
Yeah,
warm and you're cool. And I heard you say that, but back then it was like, well, this doesn't make sense. So what is she? And you just said that people could actually have both. And way long ago, that was not a thing. Like you had to pick.
correct. Yeah, and that's why we've gotten really detailed with our 12 palettes. So we don't just have the 4 seasons, we have the 4 seasons, and then we have three different types of each season. So you can literally be like a summer type, which is cool, right? But you can be the warmest of the summer types, and you can be lean, you can still be a cool type, but your colors lean a little warmer because it's sort of like a ring, and in that ring, in that circle ring, you're closest to the autumns. Like we have summers who are closest to the autumns, and then we have summers who are closest to the springs. um, and and for us, getting really super detailed about really what works specifically for each of these 12 types, that was our goal, to really set ourselves apart and really come up with the most detailed, accurate, specific, beautiful color palettes for each of these 12 types. Because, for example, I'm an autumn type, right? So is Oprah Winfrey. We look totally different
Wow.
coloring wise, right? You would never think that we share the same colors. We do share some of the same colors, but we need different levels of saturation in our warm colors. We need some different things as well. So it's been really, really fascinating to break down how to make that, make those palettes really specific.
Mm-hmm. So what does it look like to book a consultation with you? Do you go to people's homes? Are you doing it through Zoom because of COVID? What is the cost of something like this? And what does the customer get at the end?
Yeah, all great questions. So when I first started, I was going to people's homes and I was having color parties.
Ooh.
And, that was really fun. But I realized very quickly it really wasn't sustainable. I have a family, and it was like evenings and weekends, and that's my family time. And so it kind of dawned on me like, wow, wouldn't this be cool if I could offer this as a virtual service?
Yeah.
How would we do that? And so, basically, I found a way to do that, which is through photos. And the reason that we can do it so accurately is we need multiple photos. So we always love it when people submit like 7 photos, all in different lighting, so that we can see what is consistent, in different lighting situations on a different day, with a different top on. How do they look in this color? How do they look in that lipstick they're wearing? All those things. And then we also have people fill out a questionnaire where they answer some really important questions about their coloring currently, but also their coloring as a child. That really helps us. Like some people are born with a different hair color, and as they age,
Right.
it changes.
Yeah.
It's really helpful for us to know that. And so we ask a bunch of questions in this questionnaire, and then we cross-check, is what we're seeing in the photos aligned with what you're telling us in the questionnaire, to make sure we have a really clear picture of the coloring. And so that took us a few years to really develop and nail down, but now we've got a very good system for that. And our other goal was to really keep this a very affordable service. And so our basic package costs $155. And you get with that a digital color card for your phone. You get a laminated color card that we ship you in the mail. And you get a 15-page custom color radiance report where we show you your photos with the colors around them. And we show you comparisons, like here's you with silver around your face. Here's you with gold around your face. Look at the difference. See the difference side by side. This is why we're putting you in warm colors, for example, if you look way better in the gold. And we have multiple tests like that because we really like to show people why we're putting them in the colors we're putting them in, so they can walk away with more knowledge about their skin tone, their undertones in their hair, their eye color. You know, when they go to pick a foundation, it's easier because they're like, oh, I know now I have yellow undertones or I have pink undertones or something like that. And so, yeah, that's what it looks like. You pick your package, you fill out the questionnaire, you upload your photos, and we take care of the rest. And we have a 3-day turnaround time for those packages. So you get your results pretty quickly. And for most people, those results will be, unless you do a major hair color change,
Yeah.
those results will be good for the rest of your life. So it's kind of a one and done thing.
Wow, that's so cool. I was thinking too, Katrina, about what you said about like color therapy and stuff. Like I can only see this helping with like businesses or job interviews or that first impression that people get when they meet you. Like obviously if everything comes together, it just everything looks and feels better.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes,
And
definitely.
even like,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we have a lot of people come to us lately who are, they're online entrepreneurs, and they come and they redo their marketing with their colors.
Ooh.
You know, I mean, it makes a lot of sense for people like that, because when you're online and you're being seen, why not surround yourself with your best colors all the time, you know?
Wow.
So that's been really fun. But yeah, people use it for all sorts of things. We've had people who are like, I redid my home in my colors because my colors feel so good to me. They
Right.
feel like
Right.
home, you know?
Oh my God. So
Love
how
that.
does sorry, Katrina, you were going to say something earlier on.
No, I was even thinking like for photo shoots, like you said, with online marketing, right? Like sometimes I've struggled with this so many times, like what would be a good background, and then like what color should my lipstick be, and what color should, especially with the bright orange hair, like I don't want to just have a black background or a brick background, right? So it's really nice to color coordinate. And I was also thinking of like nail polish, right? Because like obviously it could be closed, but also like I remember I used to do nails, and like people would be like, oh, I can't pull off yellow. I'm like, oh, you can pull off anything, but like some people really can't, right? Like some
Right.
people really can't. But I'm like, I just want you to like whatever color you want, but it's nice because you can like color coordinate with your dress wear, but also just like your lipstick, your polish, like you said, with your hair, even like hair dyes, right? So
Yeah.
I find this really fascinating. It's really
Yeah,
exciting.
we actually got, speaking of makeup, we got so many requests for help with makeup. In fact, with the first few years when we were just offering the color cards for clothing, people kept asking us, can we use these colors for makeup? And I kept telling them, no, it's not the same. There may be a little overlap, but it's not the same. And so we collaborated with a professional makeup artist who's amazing, and we developed Color Guru makeup cards. So now that's an optional add-on. It's included in like 2 of the upper packages, but it's an optional add-on for even the basic package.
Okay.
And it just gives you some shades to match, you know, in like eyeshadow, lip color, eyeliner, blush, you know, it's
And
exciting. Yeah.
can you share who the makeup artist was so we can give them a shout out?
Sure, that's Lisa Kanenberg, and she's at immakeupartistry.com. She's awesome. She does a lot of stuff for like print stuff for magazines. She does she's been a makeup artist on Project Runway.
Ooh.
She does like New York Fashion Week every year. She's really amazing.
That's so good.
Awesome.
The other thing that I see in your company that it's woman owned and woman operated. So very similar to
Good.
us. So tell us a little bit about that. Was that specific that you wanted it to be like that, or did it just fall in your lap that way?
You know, it just fell in my lap that way, but I do love it. And we're certainly not opposed to having men on our team in the future. But right now, we just have the perfect people in the perfect roles, and they all happen to be women. And we have the best time together. I mean, we're actually talking about doing like a Color Guru team retreat later this
Ooh.
year to kind of
Oh,
just all hang
fun.
out together, because we have like a monthly team meeting, and we
Yeah.
have so much fun that I'm like, we just need to all hang out
I
in
love that.
person.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
stay on after we end here because I might have an idea for that.
Thank you. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Gonna leave our listeners hanging for a little bit.
Woo!
Um, So just so you guys know, you can go onto yourcolorguru.com and you can just get started with the packages right there. So there's 3 different packages that you can do: the essential, the plus, and the premium. And literally everything is done online. It's so easy. You just add to cart. You can purchase it as a gift. Yeah, all the information is there. And I love that you give a card that is like a hard card and then one that you can keep on your phone. I think that's brilliant, because how many times do we like maybe pop into a shop when we weren't expecting to go shopping?
Exactly. You'll always have your color card with you. We love for people to have like the hard copy. But yeah, you'll always have it on your phone. So easy as can be.
Amazing. Perfect. Well, anything else that you want to leave with our listeners today?
I would just say that the bonus on the back end of this that nobody sort of sees coming is yes, you'll get your best colors. Yes, you'll start to look better in your clothes. Yes, clothes shopping becomes much easier because you can just sort of scan the store for your colors, which is a very efficient way to shop. But the bonus on the back end that really is the big payoff long term is that your clothes all start to coordinate. Your clothes, your accessories. You know, I remember when I sort of had a smattering of every color in my closet, and it felt hard to put things together. Like I'd be like, okay, I want to wear that dress, but I have like so many different shoes, and like those are the comfortable ones, but those are the ones that match the dress, and those have like the better shape, and like it was a whole thing. And now it's like I only buy things in my colors and they all work together. So every time I pull out a dress, I'm like, all my shoes match the dress, all my jewelry matches the dress, you know, all my coats, my bags, everything matches the dress. So it's just kind of an amazing way to take the guesswork out of putting outfits together.
I love that, because I have a huge closet and I just dump everything in there, and I literally like I literally wear the same thing over and over, and it's too much work. Like I feel like it's a lot of work to put outfits together. Like
or you're wearing black pants with everything, right? Like that's me. I wear black pants with everything because I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm good with this.
I had a client email me recently who said, I tried to put a capsule wardrobe together for years. I used to go on Pinterest and look at all the capsule wardrobes. I wanted a capsule wardrobe. And she goes, I got my color card and my capsule wardrobe came without me even trying. And I was like, that is sort of what it's like. It is your best colors, but it's also a plan for your wardrobe. And I think that's a really important part. The color palettes are designed to work together as a family of colors.
Right. That completely makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, again, those of you listening, you can follow Jeannie at Your Color Guru, and that's color spelt the American way. We have to mention that for our fellow Canadian listeners. So COLOR. And then the website's the same, yourcolorguru.com, and you can see everything there. Your website is very beautiful and so easy to maneuver. You've done a great job, and the colors are great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, they're perfect. So with that being said, that concludes our episode today. You can follow us at Between Both Cheeks podcast. You can watch us on YouTube. We are a little delayed because we're so busy. You can follow us on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Make sure that you rate, subscribe, and like us. And if you want to buy a coffee for us, you can do that too. Thank you. Until next time.